Hello, everyone. Welcome to one of the office hours for the month of January. And we are going to go ahead and get started today. If you have any questions,
And
go
if
ahead
she
and.
wants to pay the total, she can. And
All right, I'm going to mute all. If you have any questions today, please raise your hand and we'll put your name in the order and call you periodically. And if this is your first call, because I know we have a lot of new students from Next Level, you can listen to other students' questions and kind of observe how this is run, because I know you guys are waiting for the first call with me. But if you still wanted to like ask questions about something, feel free to do so. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. If you have any questions today, please go ahead and raise your hand and we will call you in order. All right, Caitlin.
Hi, Coach Julie and Coach Jenny.
Hi.
Sorry, I can't turn my camera on because it's broken right now. But so I'll just leave it off and ask you the question. But I have a couple of questions. So
Okay.
number one, I shared my like my summer program application answers with you guys already, and I'm just waiting for Coach Jenny to get to them. But I was wondering once all the suggestions and the edits are made, do I just like kind of do I edit it and then turn it in, or do I need to wait for like another round um for you guys to just check it and make sure I'm good to go?
We usually do a couple of rounds of editing because one round will never cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then will that happen pretty quickly because my first one is due on the 7th?
Yeah, I mean, if you can edit as soon as possible, then we'll edit back to you as soon as possible.
Okay, sounds good.
I was
Uh,
gonna say, I actually have that on my docket to complete by at the very latest end of day tomorrow,
okay,
so feel free
perfect.
to take the weekend to complete any edits. If you can get it back to us by Monday and flag that for us when we do our weekly check-in, we can absolutely get a pretty quick turnaround, I think.
Okay, thank you so much. And then I had another question about my passion project. So I was just like making the doc that you were telling me to make, Coach Julie, with like
Uh-huh.
the mission statement and then just like everything else, just to get like the structure of it ready. And I was like kind of doing it because right now I'm planning on making a podcast and then interviewing like people of different age groups on aging, and then like other things surrounding aging. But like as I was filling it out and I was looking for the problem I was solving, like I kind of have an I guess abstract problem where I'm just like shedding more light and spreading awareness for like the different ways people age and stuff, but I felt like it was I felt like it wasn't solving a real problem. So I was wondering if I could like tweak my passion project or even change it at this stage.
So your passion project will remain the same, but it's just your mission statement that's going to change. So
Okay.
you can look up like aging research topics, and then a lot of problems will come up for you. So you can reference that data and put that into your mission statement, but the solution that you're providing for this podcast is not changing,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was wondering because I was thinking of other like passion projects to do just in case you were like I don't know, like just in case. And I was thinking about because like I know this is pretty prevalent with my grandparents and like I'm sure a lot of other people, but they like live in like a senior living home. So I was wondering if it would be okay if I changed it and I framed it where I was kind of like teaching elderly people how to use technology better and just like kind of get a feel for it because I know that's pretty hard and that's like something they struggle with. And then I was also doing research about how I would tie it in. So I was thinking about um, because loneliness is a pretty big problem that older like generations deal with right now, and that can kind of be ameliorated if they have better access to technology and they know how to use it. So if I were to like go in and then give them short lessons about how to use their phone, like one day I could teach them how to text and how to use that, and then another day like FaceTime, so they can just feel more connected with their family and friends, whatever it may be. And then I can connect that with like, oh, because I know that excuse me, I know that happiness helps a lot with longevity and like connectedness and just like the feeling that you're able to talk to others. So like, could I switch to that? Because I feel like if I'm going to put all this effort into a passion project, I would want to like solve a problem that I could kind of see the outcome of it.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Okay, awesome.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Okay, looking forward to your edits.
So,
Hi, I hope you're doing well.
doing very well, thank you. What are we discussing today?
Um, sorry, my computer's like really lagging. Um,
I
so
know the feeling.
a lot of my questions are revolving around the summer program I'm trying to get into right now.
Okay.
Um, which is also I'm trying to get into the physics department for the courses, and
Mhm.
it requires a book report, like a humanities and social science like example, and it requires a STEM example.
Okay.
For the humanity and social science, would it be okay to do like a book report? Like they said no persuade, like they said no like fictional essays, but I'm assuming they're saying like storybooks. So would like a report analyzing a book count?
A report should be fine in that case, yes. I
Okay,
will say, often if you look, they will have an email to where you can pose any questions. I would prepare that book report because, again, even if it's on a fictional book, it is still an analytical essay. But
right.
often, and if you want to send us the website, we can absolutely just take a quick look on the website and see if they have an email where you can just query to make sure. But also,
Okay.
if we're on a tight deadline, I honestly think that should be fine.
Okay, it's March 3rd, I want to say, the deadline.
Oh, then we
And
definitely have some time to query.
yeah, and I'm gonna have to do, there's like a writing section where you have to write like why you want to get into the summer program, and then
Mhm.
there's the uh humanities, and then there's the STEM, which
Mm,
I'm really struggling on because it has to be like, obviously I want to do something related to the course I want to take, which is physics. Um
yes.
it says that you can do anything from a range of like lab reports to like tests or to like whatever. But the problem is that I'm taking physics right now, not honors, not AP, just regular. This is like my first time taking physics.
Okay.
And I don't find my class rigorous at all. So like I don't think that anything I'm doing in school is worthy of putting onto that application. And it says that it has to be like an assignment from school. So I actually reached out to my physics teacher and said that if she could give me something more rigorous like to submit, and she kind of gave me nothing. She was just like, yeah, so like if you have something that you want to do, like you'll give it to me and I can grade it, but I don't really like, I was trying to go to her if to see if she has more
Okay.
rigorous like labs that I can do, and I'm not sure where I can refer to find resources, because again, like I want to do something a bit more rigorous to show like that I have the problem solving skills to do something more difficult than what we're doing in class right now.
My follow-up question would be, is there an AP physics teacher at your school right now that you could query about it?
Oh, okay. So
Because
like,
if you have, like, if there is a teacher who is teaching AP physics right now, even if you're not in the course, reaching out to that teacher and saying, hey, I'm looking to get into this program. Would it be possible? That might be like, would it be possible basically to get a like sample test of yours for me to like try and hand it to my teacher, or like a sample project? That might wind up working.
okay.
With that said, there is a part of me as well, and Julie, maybe you want to jump in on this. My current thought is that like the most rigorous material that you have of the current class would also probably be fine if it's showing a high caliber of work. And if in your essay one of the first things you say is like, I've been really interested to take physics courses and I'm looking forward to being challenged through a summer
Right.
program such as this. But Julie, do you have thoughts on that?
That's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I shouldn't go to AP, or I should reach out to AP.
You can still reach out and just have those two options with you and then see which one would be better.
And so would you think that like the summer program would be more favorable towards like lab reports and like tests or like a project? Because they were really like broad. They said that like okay, like anything, but I'm sure that they have some sort of like preference to whether they want to see from kids.
My actual guess is that they're wanting to see where you excel, right? Because the thing is, like, there are different types of physicists and there are people who do different kinds of work. So,
Mhm.
where do you feel you most excel? Where are your goals and where are you aligned, right? Because a test is going to be like, here's sort of the base skills that I have, like a really solid set on. Lab reports are probably going to be more geared towards research. Projects are going to be more geared towards like self starting and sort of the development phase. So, what is it that you want to do where you take physics, and which of those projects is best going to highlight your skills?
Okay. And also, this is like going away from the summer program. It was for the professor outreach draft that I was doing for a while. But I've kind of been putting it off, but I'm gonna do it like today. So it was basically I was saying that I put like it's kind of hard to describe, like my like experiences with physics, sort of like I was talking about how I've interacted with physics specifically, like sort of like the books that I've read or the videos that I've watched, and I received a comment saying like, "Oh, like you should expand on that." And
Okay.
I didn't really know how to expand on it or like where like I just didn't understand how I could expand more because it was in my opinion like that was like one of the most specifics I could get. And it
Okay, in terms of um specific book titles, specific YouTube channels, anything where you can get into those like really hyper specifics. The other thing is sometimes we kind of like make a list and we're like, here's all the ways that I got into it. What about them inspired you? What about them captured your imagination? And how do you take those elements and say, like, this is what captured my imagination and set me off in this direction? It may be that it's actually the transition that we're looking for when we're asking to expand.
okay,
I
but
don't
I
have
should
it in front of me, so
okay, yeah, but I should still focus on like my experiences with it, right? Like I shouldn't go to another topic and expand on that. Or
no.
like
No,
I
I
should just
wouldn't say so.
continue on with what I said previously.
Absolutely, yeah. It's again, often when we're looking for expansion, what we're looking for is either specifics or direction. So again, like a
Okay.
list of
Like
like A,
where
B,
I'm
and C.
going with got
Yeah.
it.
What captured you about it? How has it inspired you? How is it influencing your goals and your future direction?
Okay, yeah, my last question is this is kind of like a hard question, but it was just I was struggling with it. But it's just like there's also an extracurricular list, and I also had the same problem with my resume. But I like to simply put it, I have nothing that's related to physics that I could put like
Okay.
and even outside of physics, I don't think I have anything really noteworthy, and that's why I'm trying to like put myself into more of these programs so that I can like be more successful and stand out more. So it's just like I don't understand what I'm not sure where I can like put all my like activities and extracurriculars when I don't really have any, and especially if the extracurriculars that I have don't really align with they aren't important to really what I'm trying to go for.
I'm going to put a huge asterisk on the idea of like not important to what you're going for. Um, Interdisciplinary skills are huge. Soft skills are huge. So for instance, like I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Dance classes, right? Say you're into dance classes and you're like, well, that doesn't have a whole lot to do with physics. What does it mean to be able to practice something relentlessly for weeks to prepare for a performance? What does it mean to be able to work on a team of dancers? What does it mean to be able to apply yourself in that way? What skills do the extracurriculars that you already have build that will contribute to not only your study of physics, but how you are going to be a team player or a self starter within the context of a summer program?
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, we have Joshua.
Hi, yeah, I'm Josh. Um,
I know you just enrolled in the program. I don't have any information about you, but yes, how can I help?
yeah, that's okay. Um, so I was like, I'm trying to figure out what I should do over the summer. I feel like my niche that I'm probably gonna like give more information about in the future.
Mhm.
Like I think it's gonna be like bioengineering or just like
Okay.
engineering in general. So I was
Mhm.
wondering if I should do like a summer program, like a camp, or would that be better than like taking like maybe like a class over the summer, like
Yeah,
engineering related?
got it. So, typically during summer, let me go ahead and share my board so you can kind of see the outline. Um, can you see my screen, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay. So during summer, you want to do a summer program. That's for sure because it's very experiential, right? And second one is one or two college classes that support your academic interest. Okay, so in your case, bioengineering. Third is SAT or ACT prep. And we'll talk about that during your first meeting, like which one we're going to do and when. But summer is a good time to prep for that. And then passion project, internship, or research position. So you don't have to do all of these, but based on, obviously, you have to do this one for sure. But out of these, you can do what you want to do. So
Okay.
we can send you some bioengineering related summer programs to your email. Would you like that? And you want to review it?
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
perfect. So we'll send you about 3 to 4, um, excuse me, to your email inbox within 2 to 3 days. Okay.
All right, thank you so much. Also, would you
Okay.
say like I know a lot of them close in like early March or like end of February. Would you say I still have enough time?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Alrighty, Selena.
Hi, Coach Julie. Hi, Coach Jenny. So I'm in like not the middle, but like I'm beginning to start my um my passion project, which is my podcast. But I know to get it out there and to like market it and stuff and to get other people to see what I'm doing, I'm creating my website right now and my Instagram. I already have my logo and like my name all set out and everything. But I do hopefully want to get out my first episode by like my next call that I have, which would be February 11th. But I'm not sure I'll be done with my website in time. So my question was just if I should go ahead and post it even if my website isn't done yet, or if I should wait until my website is completed.
I mean, I think that getting exposure out there is going to be important. So if you are
Okay.
able to get your podcast out there, great. And you can use it even as a sort of promo for the website. Like if this goes
Okay.
out on Instagram, hey, here's like a sound clip of this coming out. Like keep an eye out. This is soon going to be posted on my website. Expect it by, say, like mid-February. Or you can give
Okay.
like a grand opening date. And that can be another way to garner a little bit of interest and frankly could even be a little fun for you, I hope.
Okay. Thank you. And then also, so I have this pediatrician in my family that's willing to help me and like kind of be a guide because it's related to my topic. And I also have this like allergy specialist that's willing to help me as well. Um but my idea of for like having them on the podcast was really just getting them on for one episode and like them talking about it. But my dad brought up this idea about them like for all the information that I have and like going forth that they could like look over the information and make sure everything's like factual and correct. But I didn't know if that would like I don't want to like burden them or anything because they are willing to help, but like I don't know how much I should like interact or like collaborate with them, I guess.
No, for sure. You can also ask them very
Mhm.
frankly, like, hey, I know you are busy. I would be really interested, in getting an additional level of fact checking. I will be doing my best on my own with my own research to fact check this, but would you be interested or available for me to send, maybe one of these a month for you to look over and just make sure that everything looks okay on your end, kind of
Okay,
thing, right?
gotcha. Okay.
And again, it depends a little bit on like how often you are posting. How
Right.
often abouts do you expect to be posting a podcast episode?
So, I was thinking of if I am able to like mass make my like episodes, and I'm hoping to do at least like two a month, but if I'm not, then at least like once a month.
Okay.
But yeah, that was my
Yeah.
idea.
Okay, then yeah, you can just ask like it would be once maximum twice a month. Is that something you are
Hmm.
available for? Like obviously let me know if that's not feasible, but it would be really great to get that extra level of fact checking. There's nothing like asking. You could just sort of leave it open and acknowledge that, working professionals do have a bit of a busy time of it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Alrighty, which brings us to Valerie.
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Coach Rennie. Hi, Coach Julie. Um, Basically, I emailed some professors for my professor outreach, and I got a response from this Georgetown professor, and he's like a law professor, but his research topic is like aligns with mine, um, or aligns with what I'm interested in, and so I was wondering, like, so he asked to do a call during school Monday, but I asked if we could do it the following Friday. Anyways, that's insignificant. But I was just wondering, like, what's the reasonable ask for like the call to action to that he would like kind of have to say yes. Like, would it be like like a sit in to one of his classes, or like I'm just not really sure what is like reasonable and what he can like what he can promise me, kind of.
Yeah. And you're speaking specifically towards the call to action number 2, right? Because you've done your call to action number 1 email. So once you've sort of finished your call, you've asked about, the different aspects of the research, sort of like what the question is at the very end is kind of what you're asking about, maybe?
Yes, yeah, at the end of the meeting.
Okay. My personal favorite phrase is there any way I can be a part of your ongoing projects? That is
Okay.
one of my personal favorite phrases, simply in that it allows for a little bit of back and forth, whether that's research, whether that's like, can I be sitting in on meetings? It
Mhm.
may even be, again, if you know that he's teaching classes, saying like, is there a way that I could either be involved in ongoing projects or be able to sit in on any of the courses or lectures that you're teaching? I would really like to be able to learn more. And I think
Mhm.
that that would sort of be the way to ask that. Again, just in terms of what is the professor working on, what are they doing, and in what ways can you further your learning, get involved, and have that professional contact within the field.
Okay, thank you. And then also, just any like general tips to make a good impression on him, since it's my first call and
Yeah.
yeah.
Specific questions. The more general a question you ask, like that's a fine question, but if you can get really specific to their research, so showing that you have done due diligence, you've done your research on them, you've done reading of any of their writing or any essays that may be available that they've written on. I say essays, like peer-reviewed research, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but if you are able to dive into that, do a little reading, and formulate really specific questions where you're able to say, hey, in this review, you talked about ABC topics. I was wondering how that would also apply, with this variable or so.
Mhm.
If you're able to get that level of specificity, it shows due diligence on your part. It shows that you are willing to engage on that more professional level where you're getting at those specific questions. And it just leaves a good impression that, you haven't walked in blind and just kind of gone like, so what got you into
Mhm.
this field?
Yeah,
Kind of a
yeah.
thing.
Okay. And then lastly, I also sent this other email to a UPenn professor kind of researching the same area. Um, he responded back and said he was retired, so I was like, but then he like redirected me to this other professor that's like kind of new but has like the same research areas. But I responded to him and I said like, oh, if you have like I would still love to gain a little bit of insight from you. It like just kind of casual chatting on like a little bit more into his experiences, because he's worked in the field for a long time. So do you think I should follow up again or just let him go?
You can follow up one more time if you like. I would still keep it casual. Just, hey, I sent an email a little while back asking, if you'd be interested to connect. I am still interested if you are. Otherwise, I really appreciate you connecting me to this other professor, and I hope you have an excellent week.
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your feedback.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you.
All right, we have Siri.
Hi. I started like working on drafts for summer programs and applying to like summer programs. And a lot of the essay questions are asking like, why do you want to come to our program specifically? And I wasn't sure like when answering those if I should talk like more about like why I'm interested in like these internships are like programs are mainly about like AI and computers. And I don't know if when I'm answering these questions if I should talk specifically about what got me interested in AI and like film or AI and like computers and stuff and get really into detail about like the specific things I like about it, or if I should like be more general and like just yeah, I'm not sure. So
Yeah, so you never want to be general. And it's a combination of two things. Number one is your interest that got you to this point, and then details about why this program attracts you.
okay.
Yeah, so
So
you have to be specific like all throughout.
okay. So would it like make sense if I'm referring to like on the website they showed like what other projects other students have done. So would it make sense if
Yeah,
I'm like referring to that
yeah,
stuff being like I looked at
uh-huh.
these projects and I think I could like see myself doing
Yeah,
one of
that's
those or okay.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And any other parts of the program that basically shows that you did a lot of research about
Mhm.
the program. Yeah. But yeah, just write out a draft and then we'll be able to give you direct edits.
Yeah, I wrote out like a really, really rough draft
Uh-huh.
already, but I'm probably gonna go back and edit that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Next we have Jay and City.
Hi, yes. So Jay is my mom, so I'm just logging in on through her. But this is Siddhi.
Oh,
And
hi.
yeah, hi. Nice to meet you. So I have my first call with you tomorrow.
Okay.
So and I got an email from Coach Gabby saying that I have to upload like my transcript and like my summer plans, ECs, and like my other stats. So I noticed on the account there's a section with files. So would I upload it to that section, like the
Yeah.
file? Okay. Um, and so I have like an official document for it's an unofficial transcript, but it is like official. It will become official when they send it to colleges. So I will upload that. But as far as my extracurriculars go, I don't really have like an official tracking of that with my school. So is it okay if I just like type them out on a Google Doc and upload that? Or what?
Yeah, it could be very informal. I just
Okay.
need a list of like everything.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Sounds good.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I just had one more question. Is there anything else I can do to maybe like make the most out of my meeting with you? Anything else I should like be prepared with for the meeting?
No, because I'm gonna plan out everything for you. So
Okay.
just make sure all of the files are there so I have
Okay.
primary documents to work with.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Okay, see you tomorrow.
See you.
Alrighty, which I believe brings us to Ava.
Hi, Coach Jenny. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. What are we discussing?
So, we're choosing classes for next year.
Okay.
I'm gonna be a senior, and this year I took. I know, I can't believe it either. So this year I took 3 AP classes, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of classes I should take for next year. So I'm planning on AP Calc AB, AP English Literature and Composition, AP Physics C, AP Stats, and then I have like my required like 2 courses. That's another 2 periods. But I'm wondering if I should take AP French. I've done French for the last 3 years. And this year I'm taking French 4 honors. The problem with that class is that my school doesn't offer it in a way. Like, would have to take it online, and our French teacher would like check in on us, like every week or so. But do you think I should take it?
So you've already taken 4 years of French, is what I'm hearing.
3 years.
Okay, but you took
Like
French
I took French 2 honors my freshman year because I skipped a level.
Okay,
So,
no,
yeah.
that still counts as 4 years of French.
Oh, really?
Taking a fourth year level, when the language is not like one of the languages spoken at home, right? That still counts as 4 years of a language.
Oh.
Funny how that works, but that does in fact work. So that is not something you necessarily have to take if it is not something you are keen on taking. If you want to continue on with French, if it is like one of your personal interests, or you're like, man, I really want to study abroad and you know, I could show schools that you should take me because I love your study abroad program and look at how great I am at French. But if it's not something you're strictly interested in, and if you're not really convinced about taking it online, then you could absolutely substitute other courses.
Okay, perfect. I also with that I also have like two extra periods open.
Yes.
So what should I fill those periods with? If I don't do a study hall,
Yeah.
I'm going into law. So would colleges like to see like non-honors courses like speech, or would that be best to fill with another AP class?
If you feel like you could handle another AP class, additional AP classes do make you more competitive,
Yeah.
right? Very
I just
simply
wasn't
that.
sure like which other AP class I should take because I've been a small school
Yeah.
and our AP offerings are kind of limited beyond like AP biology, which I kind of don't want to take.
Nope,
So
understood. Understood. I mean, speech would be a fine class, especially again if you do plan to be speaking, if you want to show that interest. Um, with that said, like one of the fun things about specifically law as a direction that you're eventually going to go into, right, is that that is also a really interdisciplinary kind of a field, right? So you have sort of a wide variety of options. For instance, like if there's an AP economics, right? Now you're like, well, I'm going to go study law and I'm specifically going to go study like business law. And I know this because I checked out economics. Or if you wind up taking, I don't know, there's a tiny part of me that's like art history or so. And then you're like, that's cool. I'm going to be going into law specifically for like entertainment and copyright. And I can speak to that because of the AP like art history that I took. So because it's interdisciplinary, you can definitely speak to it a number of ways. Um, is there an AP Psych by chance?
I took that this year.
Perfect. Okay, then I won't even go into it. This may also be helpful if, since we don't necessarily have like the course selection right in front of us, is this something that you could post on Circle and like list a number of the courses that you're thinking about, and we might be able to better advise from there?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, I will really look forward to seeing that. This will be fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And then Amalia?
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
Tiffany. I want to also talk about my class selections. My school, yeah, just opened them. They sent an email, and they're adding one more course for AP Psych, which is kind of perfect for me because I want to major in neuroscience, but I'm not sure if it falls in like the same space as my like science course, which hopefully won't because I know that my school has like my choice right now is between doing AP Psych and doing AP Spanish because I didn't do 3 consecutive years. I'm taking like a Spanish course at a community college that I'm like that's local to me.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
And also like our EP Spanish, the teacher who like teaches the course, she is a native speaker, but she doesn't really teach that well. I had her in freshman year, and she
Okay.
doesn't really prep you for like the actual exam. She preps you more for like the talking part of like Spanish and kind of like socializing, less than like the grammatical part of like the AP Spanish exam.
Gotcha. Okay. Which, don't get me wrong, the speaking element is so crucial.
Yeah.
I weirdly enough had the exact opposite kind of teacher, which meant that I came out grammatically really well, but almost unable to speak it for a little while.
Yeah.
So, okay. Duly noted, though. Duly noted. So I guess the question here is like, if those do happen to be in the same period, like, how do those weigh for you? Is that kind of the question?
Yeah, because I would much rather take AP Psych, which would be another AP course kind of like stacked on. Because from what I heard from seniors and from the juniors who are currently taking, like, it's not that much work. It's like technically a few period for them. That's what they call it. So I want to rather do something like more productive with my time, if that makes sense. But I also know that colleges would prefer language.
Typically speaking, I guess, Julie, do you have thoughts on this one in particular? Because I'd kind of like to hear your thoughts.
Well, what's the issue with the language though?
It falls in the same like because we have I think 3 core courses. Like you have to take a language, you have to take a math, and you have to take a science all 4 years.
Uh-huh.
So I will have to, well, it's either between doing I'm definitely taking AP Lit, definitely taking probably BC Calc because right now I'm in AB, and I was in BC this year, but then I had to step down because AP Chemistry and BC Calc were not gonna go well for me this year.
Uh-huh.
So I had to like stay away from that. So I wanted to step down to AB, and right now I'm doing really good in it. But I think next year I'm going to be prepared for taking BC. That makes sense.
Okay.
And then for science, because I want to major in neuroscience, I'm probably going to do AP Bio instead of AP Physics because those are the two choices. And between them, I think AP Bio would go much easier for me than AP Physics would.
But you know, if you're gonna do pre-med direction, you do need physics.
Yeah, I'm taking currently or not AP, honors physics, because every year we have to take an honors course of some sort of science. And freshman year was honors bio, sophomore it was honors chemistry, and now it's honors physics.
Okay. It looks good to me.
Should I take AP Psych or AP Spanish for my extracurricular class?
And you took you're taking Spanish 3 right now?
I took Spanish 3 sophomore year. I'm taking Spanish 201 at a community college right now.
Usually when you take it at a community college, it satisfies 2 years of foreign language. Is that
Okay.
true at your high school?
I'm not sure how it would read on my transcript. I know I'm like dual enrollment status in CCP, but I'm not sure if that will have to be like an extra transcript on my submission for colleges.
So I would ask your guidance counselor if what the Spanish class you're taking will fulfill the years of foreign language, right?
I think they don't count it as credit. From what I heard and from what I discussed in previous years, they don't take it as a credit, but rather just as a class that you take on top of like your studies.
If it doesn't take, if it's not considered a credit, then why are you taking it? What's the point? Because you're taking it because of the foreign language requirement.
There's no other way for me to take like a language. If I don't take it this year, I would have taken it next year if they didn't add AP Psychology. But now I'm really thinking of doing AP Psychology because it fits more my major and what I'm.
So I'm pretty certain that if you take a foreign language class at a community college, it has to count towards the units in foreign language, even in high school. Can you check?
Okay, I'll definitely ask my counselor that.
And I've done this like with a couple of students extensively because there was and when I go on the page, it says that it's the equivalent. If you take one class of foreign language, it's equivalent of 2 years of foreign language at a high school. And it should be that way. Otherwise, there's no point of you taking it. So if they say, okay, the class you're taking is 2 years, you could just take AP Psychology. But if they say what you took is not going to count towards any units, which I think doesn't make sense, but if they say that, then you will have to take AP Spanish because AP Spanish is more important than AP Psychology.
Okay.
Okay.
At which point then I would reserve, again, knowing that you're planning on going into psych, plan on it for a summer course.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. And for like searching for research positions, I have like luck with them replying to me, but there's also like the legality issue of like them making me not like an assistant, but like a volunteer even. From what I heard, like at Penn specifically, because some of the labs are partnered with Penn Medicine, like there's no space to register a high schooler, which I don't even think it's true because Penn Medicine has a lot of high school programs, which means that they have to register somehow.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know.
If they say that, then just approach it with, "Can I shadow your lab?"
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, can I shadow your lab? Are there calls that I can sit in on to learn more about this? Alternatively, like, you know, as I continue my reading, can I message you every couple weeks and like potentially schedule another call to talk about latest and greatest research or just ways to build connections outside of it, I think.
Okay. Also, I just visited an archive today for Drexel Medicine, and they have like a internship program where they do like historical research and like medical historical research. And I did NHD for the past 2 years. So I'm wondering if like an internship like that during the summer will kind of help me tie in like the language arts part of my, because I do take a lot of language arts classes that are like extra. I did ethics at UPenn during my fall semester, and right now I'm taking sociology. And yeah.
Don't you want more? So there's two ways we could look at this. Number one, you should prioritize neuroscience related activities, but you can also add that to make it an interdisciplinary focus, combining neuroscience and ethics.
Okay. Because I took this sociology class just mainly because it was kind of like learning about the specific structures of society and how it like works. So I thought it would like kind of tie in with my neuroscience because there's a lot of like psychological processes that come with like social relations and stuff like that. So does that make, I don't know if that makes sense, but
I mean, yeah, you could do that, but if you, I want you to have a neuroscience or your academic interest related thing as well.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Hey, good seeing you.
Alrighty, Caitlin.
Hi again.
Hello again.
So you guys were saying how one community college Spanish class counts as 2 high school years.
Often, yes. Often.
I took Spanish 1 at my high school, and then I realized I wanted to do the rest at my community college. So then I had to retake Spanish 1 at the community college because it counted as 1 and 2. And then I've also taken Spanish 2 already. So does that count as 4 years of language if it's like if there are multiple years in community? Does this make sense if there are like multiple?
Yeah. I'll chime in on this. You need to talk to a guidance counselor to confirm it. Yeah.
Okay.
But the profile, like, so the example that I was looking at for a particular student, he was also in California. So I feel like that could be the case, but every high school is different. So definitely check.
Okay, so it would be specific to my high school or specific to El Camino?
The matriculation between your high school and El Camino.
Okay, got it. I'll talk to my counselor.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
I was going to say, someone who definitely had to take a community college course back in the day, but it was over the summer, so it still only counted as one semester, technically. It was like a whole thing.
Yeah, the foreign language requirement is a little bit weird.
And it gets weirder between different schools.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions for today's office hours? So a couple of announcements. We have another office hour this coming Sunday, and I will be leading that one. So if you guys have any questions, please come to that. And then if you have any like individualized questions, you can ask during the one-on-one call or in the College Planner Pro or Circle. Cass? I think it's Cass, right?
Sorry. Hi, Coach Jenny, and hi, Coach Julie.
Hi.
So this is really just a question talking about like what classes that I should take for next year. So I'm currently a freshman in honors pre-calculus, and that itself is the teacher that I have for that is not really one of my best teachers for math, and math is one of my most like important classes that I have, but her teaching style is pretty hard to understand. Like studying for her class gets pretty hard. And so I was thinking if it's a good idea for my sophomore year to take AP Calculus AB online, or should I stick to in person? Because I heard some like not so good things about the AP Calculus AB teacher as well.
You want to take classes in person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
Sorry, I know that's
much
not
as
the answer you want.
Yeah, that's just kind of all I had.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Jay, did you have another question?
Yes. When I was looking at the list of materials I should upload, I noticed it said high school course book. So would that just be like the classes offered for next year that I can select from, or what would that like? What?
Like a you know, like those that long PDF catalog your high school has with,
Yeah.
like, classes. Yeah.
Okay, so because they have like they give us a sheet which they just gave us now for like course registration for next year. It's just it's just like one sheet, but it has like all the courses that you can take next year.
I like that better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, the ability to read at a glance.
Yeah, it's great. All right, we'll go ahead and wrap up today's office hours, everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see you in the next office hour this coming Sunday. Bye, everyone.
Bye, folks.